What's up, guys? Neezy Sheezy here for, I believe, episode 3 of Ham. Hot as a motherfucker. And today I'm bringing you guys a pretty cool gameplay with the Ham series. I try not to just do, a guy running Ghost and using FAMAS gets 41 kills. I try to do something a little different. So as you guys know, the last episode I went 40 plus with an Olympia that I chose on accident, and it was actually the beginning, one of the classes you start with, which means that it was an Olympia without steady aim, not steady aim, without sleight of hand or anything like that, any sort of assist. And here I join about a quarter of the way through the game, and I still managed to go 40 plus. And I'll tell you how I did it. There are two ways that I went 40 plus in this game. I'm going to say three ways. One, I rushed. I didn't wait for them to bring the fight to me, I brought the fight to them. And I think that's really key if you're trying to go for really high kills, is to go into their spawn, push them back, not wait for them to come to you and play the defensive. With the defensive, you are going to have some sort of advantage in that you may be able to hold a kill streak better because you won't be as vulnerable. But on the other hand, you won't be exposed to as many enemies. So especially if your gun skills, decent to good, rushing around is the way to go. The second reason I did well is I played, or I chose, I was going to say I played to my gun strengths, but it was actually that I chose a gun that played to the strengths of my playstyle for this game. I know that was kind of complicated, but what I mean by that is I knew I was going to be rushing around, so I chose a weapon that would suit my situation perfectly. I know there are tons of people out there, myself included, who have one or two favorite guns, and you just want to use that all the time. Well, sometimes your choice of gun should be situational. What I mean by that is, if you're going to be running around, you might not want to grab the L96. I don't think that's too many people's favorite gun, but you know what I'm saying. The AK-74U would have been another good choice. As you can see, I use it a lot here because I ran out of ammo. And I think I said there were three reasons. And the third reason is I know this map. I know this map very well. I know the spawns pretty well. They're not so well that I could explain them, but well enough that I can navigate the map rather safely. I surprised a lot of these guys, as you can see, like right here. I went and I take down the SAM turret, which I felt really good about because I was about to call in my chopper gunner before and I decided not to for some reason that's either random or I don't remember. And that SAM turret probably would have shot me down and that would have really been a bummer. But as you can see, I surprised them. If you look at where my guys are on the map, I'm not surrounded by any of my guys at all. I have my dogs running around getting kills, but a lot of them don't know I'm here, don't know where I am. I'm always moving, that's super important. Look at that. That's also really important. I'll talk about that in a second. But, when you're constantly moving, it's harder for them to come to you. And if you can keep bringing the fight to them, you're going to have an advantage. As you guys know, that's my favorite way to kill somebody who's in the last stand, although now that doesn't matter as much because they patched it. This gameplay was before the patch. Look at these two guys. That dude tries to go to cover, but it's too late. But anyway, about that jump that I did, that can be really helpful. He knew I was coming around that corner, so I thought to myself, okay, I've got to come around this corner in a way that he's not going to suspect. So that jump, A, gave me a speed advantage, and B, gave me a position advantage. Even if I might have been easier to hit because I was jumping, it surprised him, and therefore threw him off, even if it was ever so slightly. It still threw him off. And I got the advantage and I got the kill because of it. I just knew I was dead, but that dude was coming for me. There was a rocket that passed me. And Hero actually spawned and picked up the wrong weapon, but I ended up having that AK-47 for later, which actually comes in handy in a few minutes here. I see that the game is kind of close to wrapping up, so I decided to call in the chopper gunner. Not a huge fan of the chopper gunner. As you can see, part of it is I'm not that good with it. But the other thing is, I don't really have fun playing the chopper gunner. I think people get so caught up in getting high scores and high kill streaks that they sort of forget that video games are supposed to be fun. The minute you're playing Call of Duty and it's not fun anymore, it's probably time to stop. I I still like to have fun playing this game, you know, so that's why I don't run like a Ghost and FAMAS class, you know. And it's not because I have anything against those classes, like I've tried to say many times. It's just not for me. I have more fun running things that are, you know, a little less used. But, you know, going in a circle shooting at little dots is not that fun to me. So I usually go with, in terms of high kill streaks, I go with kill streaks I don't actually have to man myself. You know, like the dogs. I love dogs. You know, you might argue you can get more kill streaks with the gunship. I mean, more kills with the gunship, and you'd probably be right. But I don't like having to sit there and use it. And there, in my head, I thought I had a pistol as my secondary. That's why I switched instead of reloading. But it ended up being okay, and I get shot there pretty badly on my way to that cover. But anyway, my weapon of choice here, like I said, MP5 with the red dot. If you guys go back and watch my How I Use It episode 1, you'll see that this is indeed the attachment I recommend you guys use, and this is proof of, you know, why I think it's useful. You can see, like, the MP5 is always going to be good at close range, but as you can see, the red dot really helps me for those medium range engagements. And on cracked, a lot of times if you're shooting building to building, you're going to run into quite a few medium range engagements. So it's very helpful. Um, you know, there were points that I was like, man, I wish I was running scavenger for this, but because I didn't get killed like right after I got any of my kill streaks, I don't believe. And it would have been nice to stick with the MP5 because I was feeling really comfortable with it. But you know, it was you know, too late because I was already in the game. But I still had a good time. It was fun, and you guys will see the score here in a second. Go 43-4. I was pretty happy with it. So yeah, hopefully I thoroughly explained to you guys how I was able to get this score, and hope you enjoyed it. Keep coming back for more. All right, later.